You know how sometimes you dream and you forget, and you realize that it wasn't a dream and that all of it maybe really happened?
I was just thinking about this dream I had when I was a little girl.
Grab your talisman because we need to talk about one of the biggest mysteries of this show, the connection between Tabitha and Miranda. And the clues are everywhere. And to be honest, they're getting harder to ignore. Think about it, from the matching bracelet to shared dreams, from the lighthouse cup session to those kids. It's like we're watching the same soul play out different versions of the same nightmare. We're breaking down every single clue from season 1 all the way to the recent events and revelations of season 3. What's the deal with those numbers? Why do both women share such similar visions? Welcome to this video on its question from Being Premiere, and let's explore into why I think Tabitha could be Miranda reborn. Welcome, and let's begin. Okay, so this whole reincarnation theory starts back in season 1 with the bracelet. Remember that scene where Tabitha finds that old bracelet in the diner? It's Miranda's bracelet, the exact same one we see in Victor's memories. You might think this is just being throwing random connections at us, but here's where it gets interesting. When Tabitha grabs that bracelet, it's like she sort of knows it's her. Like, hey, this is mine. It's like previous memories. Miranda was painting those scenes of the town, the lighthouse, and even the children way before she got trapped. And what is Tabitha dealing with now? The exact same visions. It's like their experiences are echoing each other across time. And let's talk about those dreams. In season 1, Tabitha was dreaming about all those numbers in the lighthouse. At first, it seems random, right? But what if those numbers are not just dates? What if they're markers of past lives, of previous attempts to break from the cycle? There are also clues here of memorabilia from past lives. This connection is not just about shared objects or similar experiences. It's about two women who seem to be playing out the same cosmic role in different time periods. Miranda tried to save the children, and now Tabitha being drawn to the same mission. It's like Fromville is running some kind of twisted reincarnation cycle, and these two women, they're the same soul trying again and again to break free. Think about it, if Jim is her husband, but if she was Miranda also, that means Henry is Tabitha's husband. And that means Victor and Ethan are brothers as they have the same soul mom. It's just funny, and I think it will be so nice if the creators do this. Since the beginning of season 2, the cycle of freeing the children is the heart of Cromwell curse. Both Miranda and Tabitha are drawn to this mission, but it's not just coincidence, it's destiny repeating itself. Look at the pattern. Miranda becomes obsessed with saving the children. She's convinced she's the one who can break the cycle, but sometimes it goes wrong, and boom, the massacre happens. Fast forward to Tabitha. She's experiencing the exact same pool. Those creepy kids appear to her in visions. She's drawn to the lighthouse, and now in season 3, she's the only one who managed to escape and come back. But here's the huge part of it. She came back with nothing, like she said.
I went out and I came back with nothing.
Think about the numbers we have seen. 1864, 1978. Each of this could be different attempts, a different incarnation trying to free these kids. This doesn't mean that Tabitha was born in 1978, maybe 1984. To the time when the Matthews family goes missing. Miranda's death in 1978 lines up perfectly with when Tabitha would have been born. Remember, we don't know when Miranda arrived. I think it was 1978, and it could have happened 2 years later, maybe in 1980, as we don't have the exact date when it happened. It's like the town is running this endless loop, waiting for someone to finally get it right. But here's what's really interesting. Maybe that's why Tabitha was able to escape. Unlike the others that are trapped, she's part of this bigger cycle. The town doesn't just want her to trap her. It needs her to try, fail, and try again. It's like some cosmic game of trial and error. Hey, a game of chess going from the first episode. Is why does the town keep bringing back the same soul to try and save them? What's so special about Miranda and Tabitha's soul that makes them the chosen ones for this mission? Now the boy in white, he's like this cosmic chess master, moving both women across the board. He befriends Victor after Miranda's dead, and now he's playing these mind games with Tabitha. It's like he knows exactly who she is, or rather, who she used to be. This is not just a coincidence anymore. The lighthouse, the visions, the boy in white, the song, they're all threads, like Jade said, connecting Miranda and Tabitha across time. It's like watching the same story play out with slightly different details, but always circling back to those trapped kids in the tower. Like in the past, Christopher failed. In this one, he didn't. Tabitha meaning Jade. But think about it, the song Blue. Both women know it, both connected to it emotionally. It's like this melody is connected through their shared soul, trying to remember Tabitha of who she used to be. Because music in From is not just background noise. Since the beginning of the season, we have seen it. It's a key to understanding these connections between Miranda and Tabitha. Even think about the music box that we saw in season 2. The one that Boyd found with Martin in that weird time-twisted place. It's playing its own role in the symphony of clues. The fact that the creatures respond to its melody suggests music has power in Fromville, both good and both bad. Remember that rhythm too.
No one here is free. Here they come for three unless you stop the melody.
It's like the town itself is telling us that music is part of this twisted game. Maybe that's why the music box appears at key moments. It's a tool for either trapping or freeing souls. The way Miranda and Tabitha connect through music, it's like their souls are humming the same tune across different times. And in a town where nothing happens by accident, these musical connections have got to mean something bigger. But what? Now when Tabitha goes into the caves, she sees a luggage, which has the same sticker as Henry's computer. It's like she was drawn to it. Also, why the voice in the radio said your wife shouldn't be digging that hole. It's because by doing so, she set up a chain of events, which brought her to remember like seeing the NQE kids, trying to understand more of them going to the lighthouse. The boy in white then says, this is the only way, because by going into the real world, she could remember. She could see her old past life. But Tabitha finding that luggage was not just random. It's like her soul was guiding her right to Miranda's belongings. That sticker, the one matching Henry's computer, that's not just a coincidence. It's a connection on her path to remembering who she used to be. Think about it. When that voice on the radio warns Jim about Tabitha digging, by digging that hole, Tabitha literally and figuratively starts breaking her past life as Miranda. And those NQA kids, they're like memories breaking through. Pieces of Miranda's mission leaping into Tabitha's consciousness. Every time she sees them, she's getting closer to understanding her true purpose. Again, this is why the boy in white tells her this is the only way. He's not being cruel, he's helping her remember. By sending her outside the world, he's giving her perspective. All of what we have seen is part of the wake-up call. The town is trying for Tabitha not to remember that she's Miranda, because maybe that's the key. Maybe the only way to save those kids is to remember having tried before, which connects to the bottle trees. I think those numbers, when put in order, create a sequence which allow them to break or unlock who they are. But how? That's what's been bugging me. Think about it. Jade and Tabitha arriving on the same day is not just a town being weird. It's like Fromville is orchestrating these cosmic reunions. Just like Miranda's soul keeps coming back as Tabitha, Christopher's soul returns as Jade. They're both pieces of this ancient puzzle, destined to play out their roles again. Look at the patterns. Christopher becomes obsessed with that symbol, starts seeing visions. Maybe that's the reason for the symbol, for them not to remember. Now Jade is experiencing the exact same thing. He's seeing Civil War soldiers, the creepy pilgrim, the same symbol haunting his dreams, and the dummy from his past life. These are not just hallucinations, they're memories. And here's where it gets really intense. Miranda and Tabitha trying to save the children, Christopher and Jade obsessing over the symbols. It's like watching the same play with different actors. I mean, think about it, only Jade and Tabitha can see the children. These are some major hints connecting Jade to Christopher, and once you start seeing them, you cannot unsee them. Now, first of all, let's talk about that pilgrim that Jade saw. That's huge. He sees this man drinking blood from a skull, and this man in yellow might be the key to everything. Maybe he's good, maybe he's bad. We have been so focused on the monsters, but maybe they're just pawns in a bigger game. Think about it. Miranda painted him before she even got to Fromville. He saw something coming, and now those paintings are starting to make a lot of sense. The monsters, the cycles, the reincarnations. What if it's all just this yellow-suited puppet master pulling the strings? There's something that confirms reincarnation, and it's the wild dogs in season 1. They're always there, always coming back, just like how Miranda's soul keeps returning as Tabitha. The show literally gave us a metaphor for reincarnation right under our noses. Dogs in different mythologies are often associated with the afterlife and rebirth. Just look at Egyptian mythology with Anubis, or Greek mythology with Cerberus. From is not just throwing random dogs into the mix, they're using this ancient symbol of death and rebirth. My name is Christian from Beyond Premiere, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.